Welcome to Executive Committee, Mr. Novak. Would you please state who you are and who you represent, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to represent myself. My name is Chad Novak, and I'm actually here on behalf of the Saskatchewan Taxpayers Advocacy Group, which represents a growing number of individual taxpayers that are concerned for their municipal and, turns out, provincial tax dollars. The item I'm here to talk to you about today is something that has come up in the past, as far as I recall, only at Executive Committee at that point in time, and has never actually come to City Council. Correct me if I'm wrong. What happened was, this is in regards to the EX 1428, option to govern the development of city-owned lands. And the recommendation before you today is to remove it from the list, as apparently this item was brought up back to private session in August 12th of 2015. Now, I'm not going to go back and read the whole information. It's all available to you on your former agendas, but what the motion that day was September 10th of 2014 at the Executive Committee was Mayor Michael Fougere moved, and it was resolved that this report be referred back to the administration to provide a further report outlining 2 things. 1, a model to govern city-owned lands, and 2, a recommendation on whether a separate corporation to govern is required. Now, I've gone through what's available publicly, and I don't think I've ever found anything that's ever said that it's gone to the council after that. I don't think it was, but again, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I did note that in March of 2015, one of your councillors had mentioned that it was supposed to be coming back to Executive Committee / City Council, but I don't recall seeing anything ever actually coming through there other than the development of the city-owned lands just north of Greenside Gardner, which was a kind of a one-off situation, at least according to the quotes that were publicized at that time. Now, obviously my concern here is that we're trying to wipe off something off of this report that has never actually come back to the public, at least from what I'm seeing. It came back to a private session in August 2015, which I think the public deserves to know what happened at that point in time, because this isn't just a fly-by-night kind of situation. This is a major situation that has the opportunity to either hurt us or help us tremendously. And I think that taxpayers deserve to know what administration decided, since they were originally recommended to actually go with it. I think that taxpayers deserve to know if it's being removed. Obviously, I'm guessing that the recommendation is now switched to don't bother developing it at this point in time. This is major information, and I don't appreciate the fact that we're trying to basically, it appears to just wipe it off the list through a private session back in August 2015. It's never come back to the public. And there's so many benefits that I see on this. Yes, there's risks. There's always going to be risks with anything new. But the benefits, I think, far outweigh the risks. And the only negatives that I've seen through your reports was brought forward by developers. And of course, they're going to have an issue with this because it's competition. So I would like to know, on behalf of taxpayers, on behalf of the Saskatchewan Taxpayers Advocacy Group, on behalf of the taxpayers of Regina, considering the areas of election around the corner, both federally or provincially and municipally, they need to know what's happening with their tax dollars and what efforts are being made in terms of this municipal development or land development corporation. Are we hoping to reduce our tax dollars in the future because of this? I should note that this is a tremendous opportunity, unique situation by having its own land development corporation, that you can control the cost of housing in the city of Regina, not only through the other fees, the service development fees that are charged to developers, but also because of the fact that you control how much the cost is per lot per person. Yes, we don't want to step on the toes of developers, but again, if they can't handle a little competition, then maybe they're in their own business. So I think this is a tremendous opportunity for us, and I ask that we don't just blindly throw this aside as something that just seems to be not a big deal, because it is. So I would ask again, if this has come back to the public, please correct me if I'm wrong, please provide references into which reports it has come back to the public. I'll be the first to admit that I haven't followed this one as closely as I should have, because I had put trust that it would be coming back to the public.
Mr. Novak, you have 30 seconds
All
to
right.
finish.
Thank you. So in closing, I would just ask that you please refrain from taking this off the list, keeping on the bring forward list at the very minimum, and provide information to the public as to what decisions have been made. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Mr. Novak? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Novak. You may return to the gallery.